Before we begin our first workshop, I'd like to discuss ranges. There's three different types of ranges that you hear me talk about throughout the video. These ranges are long range, mid-range, and close range. Let's take a look at each range separately. Long range is where it takes the maximum amount of distance for you to deliver a technique. So long range, I'm mainly referring to your foot techniques. Techniques such as front snap kick, side kick, turning kick, hooking kick, etc. Mid-range is now where the distance becomes closer. You're still able to deliver some foot techniques, maybe your tie kicks or your presses, but when I talk about mid-range, I'm mainly referring with your hand techniques. Reverse punches, hook punches, outer knife hand strikes, heel palm strikes, etc. Close range now is where the distance is very close. So it's important that you have a technique that suits the range you're in. Maybe it's a knee strike, an elbow strike, upset punch, control hold, or a takedown. It's important that you're able to work all the ranges, long, mid, and close range. An experienced fighter not only works the three ranges, but he's able to incorporate all his techniques, all his hand and foot techniques into these ranges as well. Tell me if you seem to have this problem. First of all, you fight one range. Let's say, for an example, it's long range. And you find yourself using the same technique. Maybe it's a front leg side kick. Once in a while, you scoot into mid-range and you deliver a reverse punch, but you go right back out long range. Why? Because this is a comfort zone to you. It's comfortable to fight this range. And because A, you're comfortable with this particular technique, but you don't like to get into the mid and the close range because they become a danger zone to you instead of a comfort zone. As I mentioned earlier, a experienced fighter and a well-rounded fighter not only fights the three ranges, but he uses all his techniques. Let me tell you where this will get you in a problem fighting just one range. For an example, if I'm constantly out here throwing side kicks with the front leg, and maybe once in a while a turning kick or a new technique. The thing is, the opponent that you're fighting, whether it's in point sparring or full contact sparring, soon recognizes you're only fighting one range and one technique. So he can easily block that technique and scoot in on you. And why? By doing this, by coming in and putting you in, he puts you in jeopardy. Because now he makes you fight in a range, which is here, close range. So instead of taking the time and blocking the attack and giving a proper technique to suit that range, you find yourself spending 50% of your energy trying to get back out of this range so you can back deliver your side kick or the kick that you're comfortable with. Good. So it's important that you learn to work all the ranges so that your opponent can't put you in jeopardy. And we're going to show you how to do this in upcoming workshops. Now, besides the long, the mid, and the close range, I'd like to talk about three other ranges that we'll be working with, and these are the low, mid, and the high range. Now, when I talk about low range, I'm mainly referring to strikes which will be from your opponent's instep or the shins to his groin. These will be a low range. These are the ranges which you'll deliver your attacks to. So low range is from the shins to the groin. Mid-range will be from the groin to the solar plexus. High range will be from the solar plexus to the skull. It's important that you're able to recognize the ranges, the long, the mid, and the close range, as well as low, mid, and high. Thank you. Now that you're familiar with our ranges, let's begin with our first workshop.